Can someone of the
All right. Grand Rising. Oh, we go. Yes, yes. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Oh, we are live and on. Welcome into the space. Welcome, welcome, family. Welcome, Adam. Great Rising, Melanie.
Good morning, Angele. How you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm excellent. How you feeling?
Every day is a good day. I'm in the gym getting my leg workout.
I know you are. Much inspiration to us all, brother. Much love, much love. Hey, Melanie. Great Rising Facebook family. Peace and love. Awesome, awesome to have y'all with us this rising. For those who don't know me, I'm Angele, and I am grateful and excited to be with you today. It's a beautiful Monday. I'm very, very excited. Great rising, great rising.
Anything they need to get to participate fully with the session?
You might want to just have some water, grab some water and just, be grounded and present in the space. But if not, if you're still rising, all good. Just, take some breaths with you, some deep breaths. Great rising, Marie. Welcome, welcome into the space. I'm so grateful for y'all to be with me today and to be with you. If you're just joining us on Facebook as well, I am Angele. Excited to be with you today. If you want to grab some water or just be present in your breath and in your body, all is well. All is well. All right, more folks are coming into the space. Great day.
And just encouraging of those who are here already to invite others to come in. This is a very important conversation, especially for those of us who identify as Black and brown, and even more especially if you identify as a woman. So yeah, invite. I'm so happy that you're here, Angele.
Thank you. I'm so grateful to be here. We got some more folks joining the space. Great rising to you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we're going to talk about the wealth gap in our communities today. I'm so excited. And co-creation and collaboration.
Yes.
Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. Those of you on Facebook, great rising. Welcome into the space. I'm Angele. Excited to be with you. All right.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Great rising, family. Great rising. So grateful to be with you today. I am Angele. I am a strategist, cultivator, innovator, co-creator. And today we are going to discuss the wealth gap, disrupting the wealth gap, and the evolution of cooperative practice. So if you just join me and just taking some breaths, and putting your mind in the space of your future self and what is it that you are co-creating within your own self. So we could pull the slides up and we can jump right in. Great rising, everyone. All right, the wealth gap. So the current wealth divide, did you all know that the median net worth for Black and Latinx women in their working prime is $5 compared to more than $41,000 for that of white women? As of 2021, $992 billion of the $1.5 trillion in outstanding student loan debt in the United States was held by women. And Black women have the highest student loan debt of any other racial group. So when seeing these statistics and figures, I want to ask what comes up for you. This in particular tells me two things. The first thing is that Black women, we are incredibly educated. We are educated, we are leaders in our community, we are the nurturers of our community, we are the teachers, we are the healers of our community. What this also tells me is that we really do not know and understand how to make our money work for us. So what comes up for you in this? And we can go to the next slide, but I want to ask what comes up for you? If you could type it in the chat. And also if someone would like to come on and just express what comes up for you when you see these things, and knowing that a legacy of discriminatory practices, inadequate legal protections, and racial stereotypes have contributed to the pay gap that remains far wider for Black and Latinx women than that of our white sisters. So just kind of with all that in mind, what comes up for you and how do you receive these initial statistics here?
Yeah, so I'll start us off and just inviting you to raise your digital hand if you want to share your thoughts and your emotions about this. So the first thing that comes up for me is deep sadness and also anger around just this dynamic. I know why this is. I do a lot of anti-racist work and study. So I get how we've been X'd out and marginalized and just how white supremacy culture works. But it's still like when I think about my granddaughter and my grandson, but because of the dynamic with the women of color, I'm just like, I'm convicted to say and do all I can to shift this. And part of that is having this platform so that we can be in here learning this information and learning how we can turn this around for ourselves and our future generations. And I'm complete. Anyone else want to share? Raise your digital hand. We should have loads to say about this. And you know, I'm good for calling on people. I volunteer to tell people. Stacey, I've been missing you. Stacey Evans, are you able to share?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good morning. So it makes me think of, similar to what you were saying, Shani, I think about what these statistics mean in relationship to my niece, who's in her early 20s, who's just starting her work life, who has ideas for what she would like to do, but I don't feel like any of the other folks in our family have the ability to like say to her, you should try to do this with your money or try to do this so that you build wealth, or because we don't know and we haven't done it. And how do we change the dynamic so that she doesn't grow up the way we did and wind up in the same positions that we wound up financially?
Yes, we have Bonita shared in the chat. I am galvanized to rethink my work knowing this. I will not work and pay with my life, considering how much stress impacts us physically. We make the least money for the most labor output. Yes, I work more efficiently. Yes. Melanie Brown says, heaviness is the feeling I have, indeed. And Benita also says, I think about how to make my money make money for me, indeed. Oh, Adam, this is good. Adam also shares utilization of the spending power is being used incorrectly in terms of spending habits, knowledge of money, who controls the image of Black women, internal health, good diet versus bad diet, how Black women feel about themselves and how they see themselves. All very important points, all very important points. Thank you for sharing all. We could go to the next slide, please. So I'm so grateful that you all have shared so in the chat, because everything that everyone has just touched on is how we disrupt this wealth gap. So cultural norms that promote patriarchal dominance in finance, investing, entrepreneurship, and careers, disrupting the economic oppression across our communities that, you know, when we are economically oppressed and not financially grounded as a community as a whole, it seeps into everything. It affects our housing, it affects our food, it affects our health, it affects our mental well-being. It affects how we co-create and how we work with one another or not work with one another. It affects everything. And we also must disrupt the negative narratives, thoughts and paradigms that shift our mindsets. And that is one of the other things, but Sister Benita in the chat spoke to, as well as Brother Adam. It's our mindsets and the cultural norms, and all of these things are really what are so important to how we disrupt those figures and disrupt the wealth gap that we see just so prevalent in our communities. One more share for Coach Catherine. What comes up for me, she shared, is the necessity to collectively turn this around. Yes, yes, Coach. We do not have to keep doing this work alone, and to continue to work as individually as white supremacist culture has made the norm, indeed. And that is a great shift to our next slide we can go to. And talking about how do we collectively work together to disrupt this wealth gap.
Yes,
next
we
slide,
have
please.
a question or a comment from Tia. Tia, are you
Okay.
ready?
Yes, hi, good morning.
Great, guys.
I just wanted to add, I heard everybody's comment, and I agree with what was mentioned, but I also wanted to, I decided to raise my hand because I wanted to say that as Black women, in my opinion, I think that we came a long way. Like, I'm 40, and I remember when I was like in my early 20s, from the time of there till now, how many Black-owned businesses that I see on an everyday basis, and how many people are opening up businesses in restaurants, and just creating wealth for themselves. And I know people who have their own businesses, and it was nowhere near as when I was, you know, in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, nowhere. So the last 20 years by far, we definitely came a long way. And the statistics you put up, that first slide, I took a screenshot of it. So thank you for that. I didn't know it was you know, a lot of Black people. I know a lot of people, Black women are going back to school and educating themselves, but I didn't know it was that that large of a number. So thank you for that. So that was something that that you shared that I would hold close to my heart, because I didn't know the number was so substantial. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, and thank you for your share. Because one of the things that we see, yes, we are highly educated women, queens. And however, one of the things that we found again is that you're going into professions and fields that don't necessarily provide wages that we can really accelerate our growth and wealth. But more so, it's how are we making our money? How is our money working for us? And there are a lot of different tools and things like that that we really don't have any awareness of, or that we just really aren't taught in our communities for our money to work for us. So we're going to get into that. I thank you for bringing that awareness.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly add, and I'll move to the next slide, that as a business owner, my business is 20 years old this month, that until I started to get trained and developed from the WOO, the exposure to the WOO, Wake Up Everybody community, that I didn't realize that holding my money in the bank, the fact that my business had expanded and more money was being generated, that's not enough. That the knowledge about where to, how you were just saying, how to work my money, and my understanding and understanding of where we're moving to in reference to money flow and currency, it's not enough for me to be a successful business owner. I can be making it and feed my family and having extra, but building generational wealth, that's a whole other story. So there's a lot of people that own businesses and a lot of folks who have degrees, but we don't necessarily focus our energy on building wealth beyond our generation and the generations to come. So just wanted to put that out there. And carry on, Angele.
Thank you, Coach Shani. Okay, so who has heard of cooperative practice, or who's familiar with cooperative practice? Type the number one, just put a number one in the chat if you are familiar with cooperative practice at all. But I want to read this definition to you. So a co-op or a cooperative enterprise is an autonomous association of people, persons united voluntarily to meet their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. And this is the definition from the International Cooperative Alliance. Now, the evolution of cooperative enterprise is one that I just really kind of adapted in that I've adapted the notion of the evolution of cooperative enterprise to be that of what is known now as a decentralized autonomous organization, or a DAO. Type the number two in the chat if you've heard of a DAO before. So a decentralized autonomous organization is defined as a technology governed organization that is collectively owned and managed by its members. DAOs are vehicles for a collective group of members to advance cooperative economics and collaboratively accumulate wealth through a decentralized community. And what decentralized essentially means is that there's not one central entity, body, person governing and managing and telling everybody what to do within the organization. It is a collaborative effort, very, very in alignment with a co-op, where everybody who is a member, those who are joined to the effort, all have a voice and a say and a vote, I say, in the dealings of what happens from, where we're charting forth in our vision, the type of needs of the community, and it's really a way of collectively operating. The difference between a DAO and a cooperative, a traditional cooperative enterprise, is, as we know it, and as many of you all have typed in the chat that you are familiar with, is that a DAO is governed by code, technology, on a platform to where everyone who is connected, the system rather just kind of governs, and all the administrative pieces of its inner workings is governed by the technology, but it's very, very much so rooted in people. People have to come together to decide how the technology should be defined and decided. The people have to come together to define the roles that are created within the community and how we should set up as teams. People are very, very much so still centered to this work and just as similar as a traditional cooperative enterprise is. So next slide, please. So I am a member of the Journey to Wealth community, as many of you are also familiar with. And we know that the great equalizer for women of color is wealth. And so we have joined together collectively, and we are we are working to establish a DAO called the Disruptor DAO. And our mission is to advance opportunities for Black and Latinx communities to build wealth through education and investment in disruptive technologies and Web3. And so I know about a month ago, Alicia Holmes spoke to the community here about Web3. About a month before that, I spoke about cryptocurrency and like, what is crypto? And so the evolution of cooperative practice and really the evolution of how this world is shifting in this fifth industrial revolution, where more technology is being used and utilized for utility purposes, for our businesses, as for commerce. Just the world is shifting in a whole brand new way. And when we are in this space of Web3, and when we look at what is known as decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs are what are now being created for us to collectively organize and galvanize around a core mission and a purpose in a way that we can really generate collective wealth together. Next slide, please. So the most pressing, most critical problem that we are addressing right now is that our communities are in a dire state of economic crisis. And we must prepare for a continued recession that is progressively, unfortunately, going to get worse all across the world right now. And I know in our communities, you know, we all see and know that gas prices are going up, things that the grocery markets are going up, everything seems to be going up except for our paychecks, right? And our inflows and increases. However, we also know that if we come together to help solve these solutions collectively, we really have all the resources that we need within our tribe. And so our pillars of impact within the DAO that we're creating are to educate and inspire. So within our educational frames, we are teaching and receiving the tools and knowledge about what is wealth, the difference between being rich and being wealthy, getting the tools that we need to help make our money work better for us, regardless of if we're making, you know, $10 an hour or $10,000 an hour. We still need to know how to make our money work for us in a way in which it can have longevity for the future generations of our tribe. So we're educating ourselves on what this looks like and what this means. We are also collectively building and investing in real estate in this physical world and also in the Web3 world. You may have heard of the metaverse before. And so we are exploring opportunities to collectively invest in real estate because we know that real wealth is created through real estate. When you look at the billionaires and the very, very wealthy folks of the world, a large percentage of their wealth is in real estate. So we're looking to see how we can kind of play in that space and really create longevity for our tribes around collectively investing together in real estate. We're also looking at projects and business investments for Black and Latinx women and growing and supporting projects led by us. And businesses led by us, because as we know that, you know, we can hire our own tribe. We can put ourselves in positions, put others in position through our works, through our creations, and through our businesses. And so we are concerted to support one another in our individual businesses and projects that we are leading, to open the door and the way for us to be able to provide more opportunities for others to live their dreams and desires through their work. And we're also, of course, have a great heart and passion for scholarship and philanthropy, and giving and connecting with others and organizations that have an aligned mission and purpose with ours in supporting the growth, development, and evolution of Black and Brown families and communities. So I want to ask you with this slide up here, when you envision yourself, and yesterday was a great segue into today when we talked about, Sister Valerie spoke about, you know, creating the career and living our life's passion and desires. So building on that, if you had all of the resources, all of the funds required to live your highest vibrational dreams and aspirations, what would that be? And how might it impact your collective tribe? And how might you see your collective tribe, you guys coming together to support one another? So I know that's a weighted question, but I want to open the door in the space, and we can take down the slide and bring someone into the space to share about your vision, your tribe, and the work that you do, and how collective partnership and co-creating together may support all of our growth. And so
Right, we have Teresa with her hand up. So Teresa, you ready? Yes? I don't know if there's something with her sound. Hold on.
Okay. I see we have some things in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, you can read because
Yeah.
you've been managing that, and I'll see if I can support Teresa with sharing, or someone else. Raise your digital hand if you want to share. This is a great opportunity for us to express who we are and why we are here.
I'll read Teresa from Facebook. I've heard of cooperative economics, yes, the Kwanzaa principle of Ujamaa, but not cooperative enterprise or DAO, okay? And I sometimes use, so cooperative enterprise is the business entity of the cooperative economics. That's how I define and look at it.
And
Glenn,
I wanted to jump in around the co-op, because I'm like, yeah, isn't co-op like what, I think people know this, but they haven't heard it declared fully, and maybe I'm wrong. So an example of cooperative enterprise is the coming together around food and organic food. So those co-ops that, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Angele, but the co-ops, and then there's also that built around housing, I think. Yeah, the co-ops where people, homegrown food or locally grown food is inside of a market, and folks pitch in to work in. I used to work in a co-op and I was terrible. I be like missing my days. But that's been in existence for many, many years. So folks may not think they know because you're saying the full name. I thought I didn't know at first. And I'm like, yes, I do. I've known about this forever. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there for the community so that they can actually give themselves a little credit for knowing what's up.
Yes, indeed. Yes, so right. So, and Benita posted in chat, food co-ops and housing co-ops are the most popular that I've also seen within our communities. And when so the cooperative practice is us just coming together. That's the practice of us coming together to build, to make money together, to organize together. And the enterprise is the business aspects of it. So we are a cooperative enterprise, we're a cooperative business, because we are here to support each other in creating resources and value for our communities. Sister Teresa, are you ready? I see you here. I can't hear you though. I think your mic.
Yeah, something's going on with her. It usually jumps right on. But Celia, I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Good morning.
Morning.
I'm so grateful for this. I'm not even sure how to call it, the way I want to say it. This, not the chat, but this whole nation. I have learned such, a lot, and I'm not able to log on all the time. But based on what you were asking, I remember when I went to campaign for Barack Obama when he first ran. I worked in Virginia at the time. I would come up to New York because I'm from New York. I live in New York. My mom was here in 6. I had to commute, but I would go upstate, and I saw all those abandoned homes, and I'm like, boy, if I had some money, I could get some people together to buy up all these abandoned houses. And then what startled me too, I went to Ohio to visit my brothers there, and I saw the same thing. And I'm like, damn, how could I get some people together, get some money, and buy up these properties and fix them and flip them, and just create this wealth that could pass on, to my children and our children. But I tried to get a few people and missed. Let me tell you, that was the hardest thing. So that would be one thing I would do. But right now, my son is in the restaurant business. He owns Suede in Brooklyn, 5610 Clarendon Road. So I'm trying my best to help him because I'm still working myself. Plan to retire in the next 2 years so I can go in there full time and really guide him and do my best. So real estate is something we really need to teach our children, that they should find a way to get into. Because right now, I hate to say that, but the Jewish people, they come around here, they put all these signs and flyers in your balcony, on your door, asking you to sell your homes. And to me, this is just, it's disgusting to me, because if they need to buy up for their children, we need to preserve what we have for our children.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to
Yes,
share that.
indeed. I thank you for shining light on that so very much, because that is exactly what I see happening in our communities all across the country. Folks I actually get calls all the time. So some people ask me if I'm wanting to sell my house. And I also know, for the past 2 years, there's a lot of land that has just been gobbled up. Wealthy folks are buying up tons and tons and tons and tons of land. And we have to get into this space collectively. So I thank you for shining light on that. I also want to honor time. Right now it's about 7:30, a little past 7:30. So I know some folks here may have to step off, and I give gratitude and honor to you for joining us today. If we could get about one more share in before we wrap up, to be honored, so we can honor time. But I thank you for your shares, and I thank y'all for being with us this rise.
Alrighty, there's another hand up. Jacqueline wants to share, and if just for the community to utilize the chat too, can you just repeat what you're asking of them one more time, what we're asking them to share about?
Yes. So if you had all of the resources, the funds, assets, everything that you needed to manifest your highest desires and vibration, what might that look like for your tribe? And how might you see your collective tribe working together to support one another? What are some things that the sister I just shared about buying up abandoned homes? That's a great idea. So what is it that you might want to see happen if you had all the wealth and resources to come together, and how might that impact your tribe?
Awesome. All right, Jacqueline, are you ready, beloved?
Yes, good morning. Hi, Angele.
Hey.
I put some information in the chat about cooperatives, because I was a person who was born in the 60s and grew up in the 70s. That was a big thing when I was coming up. My family practiced that. And I'm hoping to get my generation to go back to those practices, because it is what that helped us survive through things like inflation and recessions and what have you. We used to, my mother used to participate in susus with her family. And that was just saving money together. And one person would get the money and they would keep contributing to the susu so that everybody got a turn to get money. We also shared food, we shared clothes, we purchased homes together. They're not doing that now. My generation is not doing it now. Everybody's doing their own individual thing, and we would be so much more powerful if we did it together. And that includes the providing scholarships for our own children, so that we don't have to mortgage our homes when they're going to college. And I think that we have gotten away from that, because I think that coming up in the 70s, we were doing a lot of that. And there were a lot of organizations doing that. I was surprised to hear that some people did not even know that that existed. So I really hope that we start really doing our research and looking at how we historically survived in this country, and we get back to that, because things are not looking so good right now. I think we need to really pool our resources and move ourselves forward. And I'm complete. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, sister. Yes. Thank you for sharing. And you're absolutely right. And actually, cooperative practice, we've been doing this since ancient times. This is literally our way. And back in the day when long time ago, when you would hear about the ancient kingdom and queendoms of our ancestors, we worked together. We built together, we supported one another together. That's how we did it. And that's how we were able to create such greatness and royalty on this planet, was by cooperative economics and working together. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. If we don't have any other shares, we do have some exciting things happening. Yes, Coach Shani posted in the chat, we have a rich and generative foundation of co-creating, yes, with one another. We can and will restore. Yes, we can and will restore. Ashe. Indeed.
If you like to speak before we transition off about, oh my God, I lost it. It's connected to this whole piece about how we're not doing these things. And I just lost it. If I get it back before we get off the line, I will come back on. I hate when that happens.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it was based on what was just said about what we're not doing as a people. Oh, I got it. So it was mentioned how we're going into a recession. I think you would mention it on the slides, and people will start holding, releasing things, getting really fearful about that dynamic. Can you speak about what opportunities there are when we're in this type of economic spiral type of situation, like what we can do proactively so that we can generate wealth? Because
Yes.
the mindset is to not do anything, to like freeze all things and to get into a holding pattern.
Mm-hmm. And coming in with your question, I want to be very clear.
Sure.
in answering.
I know we've been taught in the JTW space about recessions and times like this to be a time to generate and buy. So I just want to speak about this because we've been taught to be scared and to go into a cave when this happens.
Okay, yes. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you, Coach Shana, for that question, because you're right. Across history and time, whenever there is a crisis, a global crisis, and economic downturn, that is the time where empires are created. If you look at all the things that we know and see today, McDonald's was created during a recession, as was Walmart. So all of the major brands that you learn today, if you look at their history, it was very interesting when I researched this, were all birthed during a time of depression, recession, economic downturn, and instability. But one of the things that we aren't taught in our communities is how to shift that and see the opportunity and how to build and create for ourselves really, and for our families and our tribes. So what we in the investment space, what Journey to Wealth has taught us is that, when the markets are down, we talk about it, things are on sale, right? And so our coach Alicia has taught us how to, even if it's $5, if it's something that we could just put in just a little bit to kind of take advantage, because we do know, as history has shown us as well, that things are going to go back up, and that there's going to be another shift. And what we find wealthy folks to do is that they're taking advantage of things being quote unquote on sale, and because they're knowing that when the shift comes, there'll be great reward for those who see that and who are able to do that. And so within our communities, we may not be able to independently and individually say, buy up 1,000 acres of land, but we pool our resources together collectively. That is something that we can definitely do. So that is the shift in the mindset, and that is really around the work that we are doing. And a great segue. Thank you, Coach Shani. We could pull up the special offer on the slide. We have an upcoming event. That is taking place next week, where we are coming together to discuss this very thing, networking and how do we come together to build together. And so I invite all of you all to come with us and also share this with your friends and family. July 28th at Amarachi, we will be having a wealth building networking event with Journey to Wealth, Disruptor Dow, and SIP NYC. We're going to learn about how we are disrupting the wealth gap, getting to know one another, coming together, learning about how we are educating ourselves around investments and this new technology, this new world that is being created. It is being created with or without us. And so we are on the mindset of like, no, we have to be in this space. We have to create in this space for our people, for our future generations, for my unborn children's children, because it's being created. And if we're not creating it for ourselves, then who will, right? So I invite all of you to join us. And I believe the Eventbrite, yes, the link is in the chat. And then, yeah, please feel free to share.
Beautiful. Thank you, sis, for the extension of that invitation. Any space where the JTW family is co-creating is a powerful space, and a generative space. So contact information. You want to say anything about people reaching out to you?
Yes, please join our tribe. So the Disruptor DAO tribe, we are a community of women and allies, and our allies are non-women, of course, but we recognize that we are a tribe. So join us on Facebook, Disruptor DAO. We're also on Instagram, Disruptor DAO_. Or feel free to send us an email to connect with us. We are planning several events throughout the rest of the year, and would just love to just see how we can best co-create and really support one another in this wealth building journey. So I invite you to join us, connect with us, and be with us.
Awesome.
And we hope to see y'all next week.
Yes, I know I will be there and looking forward to it. So here we go with the next 2 days of sessions. You want to share with the community?
Yes, we won't go back. Poetry, power, and justice. Tomorrow, join us with Sister Robin Stone. We won't go back. And she has presented with us several times before. Very, very powerful. Very much looking forward to tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, the importance of ensuring your income. So all this week, we are building upon our vision, our careers, manifesting, wealth creation, wealth building. And on Wednesday, we're also going to talk about the importance of ensuring your income, part 2. So please join us.
Shay, and I want to say this week, just like Angela was just sharing, we always do a thematic piece for once a month, one whole week, where we focus on a particular subject matter. And this week is liberation. Our focus is liberation, and it's at hand, it's in hand. So thank y'all for being part of my liberation collective and community in the Wake Up Everybody tribe. All righty. Are you doing this or am I doing this?
You can take it away, Coach.
All right, thank you. So the Woo Nation welcomes all new members, and we call you members out the gate. If you've come in here one time, or if you've come in here for the last 2.5 years, every single morning, you're a member of the Woo Nation, the Woo Tribe. You don't have to do anything but be breathing and be willing to join us and co-create these powerful conversations, because we are dedicated in this community to learning, even elevating and ascending, and we will keep doing that and riding this this abundance ship until the wheels fall off. So come on back. If you're new, you can just drop it in the chat. We welcome you, we love you, and we ask you not to hit it and quit it, that we continue to see you in the space sharing this energy. And we have a schedule for you to pay attention to. 5 days a week, we come into the Wake Up Everybody space through Zoom and bridged into Facebook Live on our Facebook page, our public page. Public page, and there's also a private page. We are here from Sunday through Thursday, and on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we have a 90-minute session, 7 to 8:30. Today is an appetizer, because on Monday and Wednesday, we're here from 7 to 7:30, but every morning that we are in this space, it's 7 o'clock that we start. So we are your morning wake-up call and an expansion like vitamin for you to grow and evolve from. So please keep coming. And if you want to receive automated text to remind you, you can type in 74121. And then once you have that number in, type in the text, Woo Nation capitalized, and you will receive automated reminders each morning to join us in this space. We have Woo Swag. You can wear SWOO on your back, on your face. You can carry it around in the form of a notebook or a laptop sleeve or a bag. You can bring your water bottle with you as you type in or write in your journal and drink your tea. Whatever it is that you are doing in the world, we can join you in that and activate the vibration of waking up transforming, ascending, and expanding. So please purchase your Woo swag today and join us in these streets as we continue to amplify the message and the movement of Woo. And we thank you for being here. We want you to stay in touch. You can register for our sessions and get on the landing page what we're doing for the week and what the topics will be. Once again, this week is Liberation Week, but every week we engage in liberatory conversation and provide tools so that you can transform your life. We have the Facebook page and our Instagram handle here for you to join us there. And then YouTube, we're populating the messages and recordings from previous sessions over the last 2.5 years. And then you can email us with ideas, feedback, suggestions, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. So now that we have completed this, we want to do what we are famous for doing in the Wake Up Everybody space, which is to pour into the facilitator and the admin team. What we do is a love shower, and we mean that. We shower you with love, Angele, for just being dope, being awesome, being generous with your knowledge and your brilliance. So unmute, family, so that we can celebrate our sister Angele in high fashion. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sister.
so much for
Thank
coming,
you.
sharing your
I'm happy to
knowledge,
listen to the
your
recap.
love, and your beauty.
So interesting.
Thank you for doing a
Thank you
wonderful
God bless
session.
you.
Us as a
Peace
Beauty
and
and beautiful
blessings.
you.
Thanks for all
Goodness
the
and
input.
Have a
too
blessed
much
day.
of
Once again,
it.
let's
Thank you.
everybody.
Happy to see
relate
your
to it and
beautiful
expand
face
and grow
and
and build
hear
generational
your
wealth.
knowledge
We
and
love you,
how
appreciate
wonderful
you,
you flow.
we celebrate you, and we
Thank you
need
this
you.
morning.
We need you.
Love you,
We need
Angela.
you.
Keep doing what you're doing, girl.
Appreciate
Keep
you
doing what you're doing.
and
Thank
can't wait
you.
to see you come
Thank
back
you.
again
Thank you,
and do this
Angela.
again.
Thank y'all so
Great,
much. I'm
great
grateful for
presentation,
y'all
Angela.
joining
Let's
us.
move forward, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Be well.
Be well.